It says 30% to 60.
Oh, that's because it's still running. It should tell us here in about 3 seconds when it goes up.
Oh, okay, so we're all good? Alright, man. Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. You just need help, so want to make sure it's ready to go before you do anything.
Alright. Good to go. Thank you.
Good luck, buddy.
Alright, bye. That was close.
Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind.
And we are live at Richmond International Raceway. We are back here with the Fast and Fun Series Green Mountain Grills Truck Series. And we are in for one heck of a show tonight. As these guys are lining up on the grid, we'll take a quick look through the field. We've got Tyler Dayton qualified up front at his favorite track. So expect quite a performance from him. We've got Trey Jackson on the outside, Ray Fornshell and Kyle Spees on the second row, followed by Eli Childs, James Harris, Robert Wynn Sr., Craig Jansnick, Michael Potter, and Stephen Pless round out the top 10, followed by Robert Lawrence, Daniel Shamer, Robert Wynn Jr. is in 13th, Gary Lynch in 14th, Jake Hulp, Garth Snyder, Kevin Kirchar, Jonathan Diamond, John Thacker, and Brian Lorenzo round out the top 20 cars, and we'll go through the rest of the field here shortly. As they're getting lined up and getting ready to go green, let's point out for tonight that tonight is a very special race for our drivers. Tonight is the Randy Walls Memorial 150 here at Richmond, paying tribute to a Navy veteran, passed away some time ago, and his memorial service is this weekend, so our thoughts are with the family. These guys are going to put on a heck of a show. They were all very excited to be able to put on a good show for that family, as one of their drivers can't be here tonight to be with his family. As the pace car starts to roll off, we have one lap to green. Couple of quick notes about Richmond International Raceway. It is 14-degree turns, 8-degree banked front stretch, and a 2-degree banked back stretch. The front stretch pours down on 1 and 2. It goes downhill, and you go uphill through 3 and 4. What does that mean for these drivers? Well, it means that going into these turns, they are fighting a very tight race truck, and when they come out and try and get on the gas, they're fighting a very loose race truck. So it's going to be one heck of a show tonight, folks. As we watch for the pace car to go one more time around, we'll point out this is a 150-lap race. They are doing stages, 60 laps for the first stage, 60 for the second stage, and 30 for the third stage. However, if they get a caution close to those, they'll pull off and start their next stage. They do have 4 total sets of tires, the ones that are on there now, and 3 more sets. However, I can tell you, I practiced with these guys the other night, and after about 17 laps, they already won a new set. 17 to 20 laps seem to be the consensus of when these tires start to fall off, and these boys are ready to go in and get 4 fresh Goodyears. But it is not time to talk about Goodyears right now, as we're going to watch the pace car dive off coming through 4, and we're going to watch Tyler Dayton take them down into turn 1 on the green. Here they come. And they're off. Looks like Tyler's got a good jump at the front. We'll see if he can get through 1 and 2 and see if they can make the first lap clean. Tyler's already running away. As we start working our way back through the field, and watch that back the pack there as they come out at 2. Already the leaders are coming out at 3 and 4. This is a very short track, just 5/8 of a mile. So while the leaders are going through one turn, the back of the pack is coming out just coming onto the straightaway from the other turn. And as they come back around, we're going to complete, and surprisingly, we are still green, folks. These guys are doing a great job. I can tell you, I practiced with them Wednesday night, and I can tell you from experience with these guys, hey, they're out there having a lot of fun. They're all really good friends, but that friendship, that disappeared just a little bit ago when that green flag dropped. These guys are aggressive. They were all out joking around, having a great time Wednesday, but no, as we watch, looked like the 69 truck got a little loose coming off of turn 4. Let's go see if we can. Looks like he's going to make it around okay. He was a little loose getting on the gas. The 34 truck almost got to take advantage of it. As we watch them come around, they're going to complete it and go on to lap 5. Looks like we're all starting, and we've got a caution already. See if we can work back through the field and find the caution. Now, during some of these cautions tonight, folks, we are going to have a great opportunity. We're going to pull in some of these drivers. We're going to get to talk to a few of them. In fact, here in a few minutes, we might do it under this caution. We might do it under the next. I definitely want to give a big shout out to the Fast and Fun League's race control for tonight. Matt Monrick, he is a fighter in Illinois and a real race car driver. He drives at Grundy and South Bend racetracks. He is not in the race. He is like me, just sitting here taking a look at the track and watching the trucks and seeing what they're doing. We only have 6 laps on these tires, and that can tell you that they're not wanting new tires yet. Some of them might be if they spun up those rear tires too much. But for the most part, these guys are just wanting to get some green flag laps in. I will tell you that, like I said, they have 4 total sets of tires, but they can go 98 to 100 laps of fuel. So unlike last week, when they could go the whole race on one tank of gas, they do have to get more gas at some point. However, when they're changing tires and getting 4 tires, it ain't that big a deal to fill up. But that strategy might come into play, so they can basically, if they can hold out to about lap 55, 60 laps, they should be good to go the remainder of the race. It is a 150 lap race. As we watch Tyler Dayton pace around the track, lead the field around. Looks like we've had some trucks slipping back and some moving forward. Looks like John Thacker slipped back to about 19th place. And Robert Wynn Jr.'s moved up to 12th. Trying to get back up there with Dad, who's moved backwards a little bit. I did get a chance to talk to Senior the other night, and he said that they are in the same house, so they can communicate pretty easily, hence the great teamwork last week at Daytona. And we'll watch them come around, finishing up starting lap 8. Let's take a quick look up at the pace car. Lights are still on the pace car. We'll take a quick look through the field right quick. We see the champion truck, the number 44 there, driven by James Harris. James Harris is driving the car with the name sponsor for the league, Green Mountain Grills. They are the league sponsor, and he's driving a paint job for them, showing off the sponsor. Good on him. He said he always drives the league sponsor truck. Michael Potter, he'll have a special paint job for the Halloween event coming up, but for right now, he's going to continue driving that Haviland breast cancer awareness car. As we get ready for one lap to green, they're going to start getting side by side again, getting ready to go. And we're back up here at the front where we're focused in on Tyler once again. There's Tyler warming up his tires just a little bit there. Trying to get right up on the pace car. Hopefully he's hoping to get a good jump. But he's got a couple of great drivers on his heels wanting to get a good run on him as he does get a good jump on the green. There's the 90 car of Richard Fornshell. We saw him at the front a lot last week. He's already trying to make a move under the 3 of Trey Jackson. And while Tyler just seems to be driving away, these guys are stacked up, racing side by side. Tyler's looking in his mirror saying, yep, this is what I wanted to see. We'll work our way back through the field, see if we can catch some other actions. The 44 goes past the 13. Looks like Eli in the 13 might be slipping back just a little bit. There's Robert Wynn Sr. in the number 16 car. And they are still, some of these guys are still running their breast cancer awareness paints from last week. Just like the 89 of Robert Wynn Jr. He's already, looks like, moved up a little bit from the beginning. He's trying to catch up to his dad in that looks like a Captain Marvel. I know he's running a Marvel paint scheme. He's got Captain Marvel on the hood with his breast cancer awareness paint. Drop back here to the 35, Daniel Starner. We saw him quite a bit last week as well. He was fighting at the front towards the end of the race. The 91 champion truck of Kevin Kirchar. He is currently showing in, looks like 14th, I believe. The 68 truck sitting in 16th, that's Gary Lynch, with John Thacker right behind him. And we've got quite a race going on back here in the back. They're battling it out. That's how the leaders are starting to get a little bit ahead of them. So we'll work our way back up to, oh, we got a little smoke. Looked like the 34 might have gotten the wall just a little bit coming out of turn 2. As I said earlier, the tires tend to slip around. Coming off these turns, you have to be really careful. We might get to see a little wiggle out of some of these guys as they come out of turn 2. Yep, we see the 44 got a little loose. But the 36 of Tyler Dayton is just checked out. He's a second and a half ahead and gaining ground every lap. And Craig Jasnick started in 8th place, has already worked his way up to 2nd. He's got one heck of a run going. He was one of the ones last night saying, or Wednesday night, saying that this was his favorite track. He expected to win here tonight. Looks like he might have his hands full catching Tyler, though. And we're back with the 90 truck, Richard Fornshell, and let's just kind of work our way to the back and see if we can highlight some of these drivers that didn't get highlighted last week. Drop back here to the 56 truck, John Thacker, and Garth Snyder in that 72 Sig Sauer truck. Got to see him a little bit last week, didn't get to see enough though. And we have the Oreo truck of Jonathan Diamond. He's sitting currently in 21st position. The 73 of Brian Lorenzo. He is in 22nd. He started in 20th. He slipped back just a little bit. As we look at Russ Kilgore in the 28. Looks like he's moved up just a couple of spots. Steve Madden started 24th. Or I'm sorry, started 21st and back to 24th. Brian Rowell. And in 26, Caleb Forsyth. We have Ed Osborne in the 42 and Kevin Ward in the 112 sitting in 28th place. And Trey Bass sitting 29th, and John Fix in 30th. So we've got 30 trucks on the track right now, folks. Looks like we had a little smoke coming off 4. Somebody might have gotten a little bit loose there. Hang on to him. Look like the 3 and the 13 were getting pretty close to each other. We will see some beating and banging as they start to wear down their tires, but keep fighting for those positions. It looks like Craig Jasnick is checking out from the rest of the field. He is trying to close the gap. He is about 2.4 seconds behind. But his best lap is less than a second lap slower than our leader, Tyler, right now. As we come around, we're going to be going to lap 25 momentarily. These guys are probably already wishing for another caution because these tires are starting to wear. And the guys that were complaining about the tire wear, saying it was rough, and those were some of these top guys. So they've obviously figured something out to make these tires last a little bit longer and still keep that speed. It looks like Tyler is still he's up to a 3-second lead right now, folks. As he's coming up behind John Fix in the 30th position. We will see a lot of lapping tonight. Race control will be giving either lucky dogs or wave arounds as they come to cautions, but hopefully we can stay green. We got quite a battle going on up here. The 44 and 13 were battling. And it looks like the 44 of James Harris is trying to get inside Richard Fornshell in the number 90 truck. Sorry, it's hard to remember that these are trucks sometimes. They're quite fast, run just as fast on some tracks as the Xfinities, and some tracks even as fast as the Cup. As the 13 got loose coming out of that turn. And they were fully expecting. We saw it a lot in practice. We fully expected at one point tonight, we expect to see somebody take a spin off of turn 4. Oh, what the? Sorry about that. So we keep watching this battle between the 44 and 13. They've traded places a couple different times tonight so far. Looks like the 13's already looking back inside the 44. Will he be able to get a pass as the number 90 continues to go backwards? And 13 gets under him, gets the lead off of turn 4. Will we see a crossover move by the 44? Doesn't look like he got the crossover in this time. As we see the 90 trying to work his way back past the 1 of Kyle Spees. Kyle in that Nintendo and Atari car. And Michael Potter has worked his way up to 7th, but he is getting challenged by the 34 of Robert Lawrence. Robert looked like he had to check up a little bit there coming through 3 and 4, and we have a caution. As we see the 112 truck of Kevin Ward is on the outside. Looks like he was not the caution. He just got a little behind there and got on the outside. We'll give race control a moment, and then we'll see if we can pull them in and have a quick chat while we're under caution. Alrighty. We're going to see if we can talk to Matt for a second. Well, looks like we're having a little bit of difficulty. Looks like we're having a little difficulty getting Matt pulled in right now. But since we've got the... Let's see if we can get a hold of Tyler. Hey Tyler, this is Doug broadcasting with PTM. How are you doing? Hey Tyler, you there? No, I got you now, Tyler. Sorry about that. How's the? I would ask how the race is going, but you had over a 3-second lead before this caution. So, how's your truck feeling? Well, there was only one truck we could see that had anything for you, and that was looked like Craig Jasnick had a little bit something for you there for a bit, but I think once we get going green here in a few minutes, once you get back to the front, I don't think anybody's going to be able to catch back up to you. Well, we'll definitely be watching. I'll get you back with the group, and you guys have a great race. All right, and that was our race leader. As we come down to start lap 38, we should see the lights go off on the pace car. Yes, we do. Now we've got Craig Janzik leading in the 21, followed by Eli Childs, James Harris, Kyle Spees. But the big story there, as we talked about, is that number 36 of Tyler Dayton, currently being shown back in 25th, so he's got a long way to go to get back to the front. So we're going to watch these front cars on old tires and see how they do, and I bet you within a lap or two we're going to have to go take a look and see where Tyler's sitting. We should see the pace car drop off coming out of 4. And Craig will lean him down to the green flag, and there he goes. He gets a big jump. He got quite a run off the green flag. 13's falling in place. Eli's already looking to the inside. He's going to make a move to the front as quickly as possible. Everybody comes out through turn 2. And let's see if we can find that 36 truck right quick. There he is. .36 on fresh tires. He's going to come through this field rather quickly, but he's going to have to save a little bit of time. Oh, he has to get a little bit lower than expected. Has to check up just a little bit as he's trying to work his way past, it's like Steve Madden and Brian Lorenzo. Gets them both in one shot. Fresh tires do make a difference. He's got more grip coming out of the corners, and going down the straightaway, he'll have more speed. He'll have a higher rate of speed exiting the turns. And as I mentioned earlier, grip's going to be a big thing here for one huge reason, is as you watch these guys come out of turn 1 and 2, when they go down, they are not just going down the banking, they are actually going slightly downhill. The front stretch is actually higher up than the back stretch. So they're going uphill coming through 3 and 4 and downhill through 1 and 2. Which means grip is at a premium because coming back up, they're on the gas, they're trying to get that speed down the front stretch on that banking. But it's a little bit tricky trying to put all that power down at once. And coming down that hill, trying to get it onto a flat section, it's even trickier, and they have to use the whole track. So when they're racing side by side, they are using up their tires, and they're having to be extra cautious tonight. Take a look, get up here to the front of the track, the pack, as we see the 89 started in 13, Robert Wynn Jr. Let's look. I do believe he's ahead of Dad. Yep, he is. Robert Wynn Sr. is currently showing. I just saw him. He was like 15th, 16th. And we get back up front. Eli Childs is still leading with the 21 of Craig Jasnick right on his tail, and Kyle Spees in third. And that Green Mountain Grills, number 44, James Harris. So we go back here in the middle of the pack and see if we can track down the 36 truck again. Let's see where Tyler is now. Folks, you're not going to believe this. There is Tyler running in 7th place. Restarted 25th 10 laps ago. Has already moved from 25th to 7th place. He is on a tear. He sounded confident, like he'd be able to make them tires last and be able to make up his position. So we're definitely seeing some extremely good driving. You saw him coming through traffic a few minutes ago. And he is going to be chasing down Richard Fornshell. Sitting in 5th place. Tyler's made the move to 6th, but he's chasing Richard down. And he is closing that gap so quickly on those fresh tires. Now the question will become his tire strategy. If he gets everybody else, like he said, he stayed out. Everybody else stayed out while he went in on that long run. We should be seeing a caution in about 10 laps for the end of the first stage. Once we see that stage caution, the question is going to become, will we see everybody on pit road? Will some of these guys still stay out? I'm sure a few of these guys at the back already pitted for tires. And Tyler's already up to 5th, trying to chase down that 21 truck. Coming underneath the 1 car of Kyle Spees. Scoring showed him in 4th across the line, and that's probably going to be 2nd place. Let's go take a quick look. Showing 13 in the lead. I do believe we're going to see a scoring update as we come across the line. And I do believe you're going to see Tyler Dayton in 2nd place. And I don't think Eli is going to have anything for those fresh tires, but we will see. Just 7 laps to go in the stage. This is going to get a little bit interesting. How hard is Eli going to fight Tyler on this? They get a run off of turn 4. Looks like Tyler's going to go for the pass on the outside. Can't quite get there. Or he might have been going high. Might be setting up to take the inside line. Coming through. Yep, there he goes. Tyler makes a move to the inside into 3 and 4. Eli has nothing for him. He is going to pull into the lead. Tyler Dayton reclaims the lead after being back in 25th less than 20 laps ago. And now he is just going to drive away from the field yet again. However, as I said at the beginning, they only had 4 sets of tires, the ones they started on and 3 extra. So it'll be interesting to see what Tyler's pit strategy will be going forward. Got some folks in the chat. Looks like they're cheering for that number 69 truck of Stephen Clegg. Let's go see if we can find Mr. Stephen. Looks like Stephen Pless in the 69. Looks like he is running in the 16th position. There he is. Looks like he's had a little bit of a rough start. Had some spoiler. Looked like somebody got into the back of him. His spoiler's arched up just a hair. But sometimes on these short tracks, that little bit of spoiler damage, getting it up a little higher, getting it in a little different position can actually help your turn in. So we will see how he does. As we come to 58 laps completed, we will have a... Oh! The 34 got in the wall coming out of 2. Got loose and slid up into the wall. He's running high right now. He definitely has some pretty heavy damage on the outside of that truck. And he's got his spoiler up in the air a little higher now. But he is making a comeback on the outside. He's going outside the 35. Let's see if he can keep her straight coming out of the turn this time. He did. And we have our caution into the first stage. That 13 truck of Eli Childs. Let's give him a minute to get stacked up and see what he's going to do on pit road. We might just have to go have a little quick chat with him. See if he has anything for Tyler tonight. They're going to line up as they finally pick up the pace car coming out of turn 2. Looks like Eli is adminning. Let's give him a minute to get on pit road before we pull him down. Let's try not to pull in an admin. Let's go talk to Kyle Spees. Hey Kyle, this is Doug in the broadcast booth. Do you have me? Kyle Spees, you got me? Looks like we might be having some technical difficulties with Kyle. We'll throw him back up in the main group for now. Try and come back to Kyle here in a little bit. And we'll try and pull... See if we can pull that 3 car down. And hey Trey, this is Doug in the booth. You got a copy? Looks like we might be having a little bit of technical difficulties with our chat. I definitely want to try and talk to our race admin. Let's see if we can pull race control in though. Does not look like we can get... Looks like we're having a little difficulty getting these guys back into the chat. We will try and take another whirl at it under the next caution. As we watch, the 36 is still out. Everybody else went into a pit stop. Looks like Stephen Clegg might have stayed. Nope, he went in. So we're looking at some of these guys on some very old tires. Gary Lynch currently showing in first place, but his tires have been on for 31 laps now, as have Tyler's, roughly 31 laps. So this will this pit strategy is definitely going to come into play here before long. Let's see if we should be getting the one to go. Let's go take a look, watch the pace car across the start finish line. Lights should go out. Yes, they are. Looks like Tyler might have actually pitted again to get back on the pit cycle. Whereas Gary, he stayed out on those old tires. He's going to try to make something happen. And some of these guys in the back are also showing having stayed out. I'm showing Stephen Clegg is still on the original 66 lap tires. Steve Madden's on 62. Ed Osborne on 63. Some of these guys are sticking out, and they're going to try and see if they can make something happen at the end of the race. Having those few extra sets of fresh tires, one set of fresh tires might make all the difference in the world. As we see him come down, the 68 gets a decent jump. But we're going to see the 36. Tyler Dayton, he's coming back. He's going to come back to the inside. And Tyler's already back up there in first place. As we're watching those old tires starting to play Gary Lynch just a little bit. As the 44 of James Harris in the Green Mountain Grills truck, he's coming around in second place. We have Eli Childs in third. And Richard Fornshell. As the 21 truck gets a little high, Craig Jasnick got a little high, and we're back under caution. Let's see if we can find Gary Lynch on those old tires. I am curious to see if he's going to come in and make that change now. He's lost quite a bit of ground. He is now showing in 7th place. We'll watch as they come back around and see if Gary goes ahead and dips down onto pit road and gets a fresh set of tires. I am guessing he will. Lost 6 places on that restart, although I have to say that was a pretty good job of him holding on to as much as he did. We knew Tyler was going to go flying by him, but he's managed to hold on to far more spots than anybody would have expected, considering looks like the top 16 cars took fresh tires on that last stop. His tires were 36 laps old, and the next one on old tires is in 17th place. That's Stephen Madden. As we watch the 68 come around, will he duck down pit road here? No, it looks like he's going to stay out and make those tires work a little bit longer. We slip back here to Kevin Kirchar. Robert Wynn Jr. is in 9th. James Carroll in 10th. Slip back through the field, see if you can see your favorite driver. There's the one, Kyle Spees. He was up there at the front earlier. And Stephen Pless, he was working his way up towards the front not too long ago, so I expect to see both of them back at the front before long. There's a 26 of Stephen Madden. Now, he's still on the old tires, too. He's got the original set of tires on, so he's going to be good to go in the next stage. He could change tires every pit stop. Caleb Forsyth there in the 76 truck, and Garth Snyder in the 72, and the 54 of Brian Rowell. Brian in that Zaxby's truck. There was a bit of a joke during practice the other night when Brian would come up and bump somebody when they were goofing off. They'd call it getting Zaxby'd. Was kind of funny. He did not get to Zaxby me, though. I didn't stay long enough. As we come back up here to the front, we're almost halfway. The question is going to be, will James Harris have anything now that he's up there in second? Will he have anything for Tyler, or is Tyler just going to walk away with this thing? Now remember, they can go 98 to 100 laps on tires. And just a quick shout out to our sponsor, Green Mountain Grills. They are the sponsor of the Fast and Fun Truck Series. Make sure you check them out on the web. As we get the 1 to green, we are looking at Tyler Dayton. They're going to come around. We're on lap 73. They're going to get the green flag to start 74, and we'll be 2 laps from halfway. As pace car ducks off into 3 and 4 onto pit road. We're going to watch them come down the front stretch, and Tyler gets another good jump off the restart. He dives down into 1 and 2 by himself. The 13 is up there on the inside of the 44 going through 1 and 2. We see a lot of beating and banging. They were 3 wide coming through there. Still got half the race to go, boys. Take it a little easy. The 44 is already slipping back. James Harris is slipped back from second to fourth. And looks like Tyler is already checking out from Eli Childs. He's already got 0.7 of a second lead on Eli. And it is growing every minute. From turn 3 to turn 4, from turn 4 to turn 1, he gained 0.2 of a second. So we go back through the field again. Time to watch some of these guys beating and banging around. There will be action all over this track. Now, you're seeing a lot of smoke. That is not necessarily an accident. Sometimes we have what's called net code, where the communications protocols just don't cooperate, and it looks like they blink and disappear briefly, and when they come back, it always puts off a little puff of smoke like they're peeling out. As we see, James Harris has slipped back to 5th. Richard Fornshell's back up in 4th. Michael Potter slipped into 5th as we were watching. James Harris fell to 6th. We have Richard Forsyth in 4th. Craig Janzik, in 3rd. Eli Childs in 2nd. And it looks like we're going to have a battle for 3rd place here, folks, as the 90 drops inside the 21. Now, both of these guys seem pretty equal in that first segment, so we'll see if one of them stands out coming through here on this second stage of the race. As the number 13 is just trying to catch back up. Eli's back there already almost 2.5 seconds back from the man that has dominated this race so far, Tyler Dayton. But we have quite a battle going on here through second through about fifth spot. Quite a battle indeed, folks. They are lined up nose to tail, but they will be back side by side any minute. Although the 90 looks like he might not have much for that 21 truck. He was up on the inside of him going into the turns a few laps ago. He slipped back. Maybe he's trying to save his tires. 69 laps to go. We are under caution once again. Tyler still out in front. Let's see if we can get a hold of somebody right quick. Unfortunately, I do not see Eli listed where I can pull him in, but let's see. Let's see who we can get a hold of right quick. Make sure we don't get somebody trying to pit. Don't know that we're going to be able to get somebody this pit stop, but I am trying to see if we can find somebody to talk to. Hey Richard, this is Doug in the booth. You got me? I'm good. Looks like you've got a heck of a battle going on up there. How's the truck doing? It looks like it. I saw some guys that there are still a couple of guys still in their original set. Looks like you've had one set change so far. Is that right? You got anything for Tyler? All right, man. Keep up a great job. You got a great run going. Don't give up, and see if you can give that Tyler guy a run for his money. So we get to talk to some drivers here and there. This is be interesting to see if he does have anything. Like he said, a lot of these guys look like they're saving tires for these final stretches. So we'll see if they can save the tires and make Tyler use his up. And you're watching this series tonight on PTM Racing TV, on YouTube. And on Tuesday nights, their Cup Series, as we go one lap to green, they're going to line up, and their Cup Series runs Tuesday night, PTM Racing TV on YouTube. So definitely check that out. You got a lot of the same drivers, and a lot of these guys, as we found out last week, have are professional or semi-pro racers, and an occasional professional racer joins them. As I mentioned earlier, Race Control Matt, he is races at Grundy and South Bend up north. So Tyler Dayton also has at Hickory Motor Speedway, his home track, he has a Crate Super Truck Championship. So he is definitely a formidable foe in these trucks. As we go green and Tyler gets up, but it looks like the 13 Eli Childs is not giving up as easily this time on the restart. He is going to fight him on the outside through 1 and 2. Looked like he got a little tight going through the middle. Drifts up high, and Tyler is already back to the front. As we watch some of these guys towards the back, let's see if everybody gets around clean for the first lap. Looks like they do. And we are green with 62 to go. Now remember, we will have a stage break at 30 laps to go, and they will be changing tires as we heard on the break. Excuse me. As we heard looked like, was that the 90 that was getting loose? Was that Richard? I believe it was. Yeah, Richard Fornshell is getting loose. Coming onto the back stretch last lap. He holds on to it this time as the number 84 of Michael Porter's challenging him on the inside. And the 44 Green Mountain Grills truck is definitely going to make a move. James Harris, he's going to keep moving up towards the front, but looks like he's going to have a battle on his hands as well. The number 7 is making, we haven't talked about James Carroll. He's just kind of been hiding out there. He was been in the top 15 all night, but now he's up in the top 10. Let's follow the 7 around for a moment. I'll take a look. He's on, he got his tires changed at lap 31 laps ago, just like most of this field. In fact, we've only got 2 drivers left. Stephen Clegg, Brian Rowell are on 88 lap old tires. Everybody else has had them changed in the last 30 to 40 laps. The 7 is trying to make a move to the front. Looks like he is going to got stuck up there on the high side and lost a few places. And that tends to happen at Richmond if you get caught on that outside. If you don't have a real good run, you will get freight trained from the inside. As we watch the 44, James Harris still battling with the 90. 90 turned in, but 44 manages to get past him as the 1 car is now trying to, Kyle Spees is now trying to battle on the inside of the 90 car. And there's the 21 of Craig Janzik, excuse me. He is in second place right now, but he is a second and a half behind this man, the 36 of Tyler Dayton. As we heard during the caution, there may not be anybody that has anything for Tyler tonight. As we watch Craig come around the corner, we'll drop back and start working our way back through the field as they come down the back stretch. We see the 28 truck there, Russ Kilgore. He's been kind of hiding out in the back tonight, but he has made a charge on this restart. He qualified 25th and is now up to 8th position, chasing down Richard Fornshell in the 90 truck. He is on a charge. He's on the same lap tires as everybody else, but he apparently was just taking it easy because now he is going to come to the front in a hurry. Looks like he's got Kevin Kirchhard right behind him. Kevin started 17th and is up in 9th. So there's a couple of these guys that started in the back, and they have made strategy and fast driving and patience work for them. We see the 35 truck there of James Carroll started 22nd, up in 10th. And the 7 truck fighting his way back on the outside. We go up here. Looks like the 44's had some contact with the wall. He's got a little bit of damage there in the spoiler. And as we move back up through the field, let's see, there's the 21 truck. But he is still almost almost 2 seconds behind the leader, Tyler Dayton, the one they're all chasing. And obviously Tyler is taking it a little bit easier on this set of tires. He's not running away with it yet, but Craig might be the only man in the field who has a chance against him. As we saw earlier in the race, he managed to close the gap. As I watch the timing and scoring, I see that Tyler is just not running away from him, but his lap times are actually a little bit slower than what they were earlier. Looks like he's just taking it easy. He's trying to save some tires, and the 21 truck is pushing as hard as he can to get up there. Still in second place. It looks like he might have picked up a little ground on that lap. They went from almost 2 seconds a lap apart to 1.5. So Craig might be closing up. They did get tires on the same lap last time around. As Eli comes charging back up. And we're under caution with 47 laps to go. Looks like the 89 has had some trouble. That is Robert Wynn Jr. Looks like he has been in the wall and is struggling to get his truck around. Now they do have one fast repair for this race. As they will most of the season, they'll have one fast repair per race. So they've got to think about it. On a short track, they could use a fast repair almost every lap. They're beating and banging, especially when they get to their future tracks. Which, let's talk about their schedule right quick. This week we are at Richmond. Next weekend we are at Texas Motor Speedway, followed by the Worldwide Technology Center, or Gateway, in St. Louis. Auto Club in California, followed by the Nashville track at night. Texas will also be a night race, like the Richmond race here. The new Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, they'll be running there in a few weeks, followed by Charlotte night race. Then Dover, Talladega. Talladega will definitely be quite a show. So those are some of the upcoming races. They have they've updated the schedule a bit. And while we're watching the leader pace around, I'd like to see if he's going to try and go for pit road. But let's see. And no, he is going to stay out again as the 73 gets his lap back. That's Brian Lorenzo. Looked like he was one lap down and got the lucky dog on that exchange. So after Dover, the change to the schedule, looks like Talladega was moved. They will be at Watkins Glen, December 10th, followed by Kansas, Kentucky, USA Speedway, which is a very small short track that everybody learns to drive on when they first start iRacing. Phoenix night, Michigan, Pocono, Atlanta, Iowa night, and they will finish out their season February 25th at Las Vegas. So they got quite a season going on here. And somebody is asking that we get Rob on the call. Somebody named Apple Pie. So the next caution looks like they will be going green here in a moment. But it looks like we will be trying to get one of the Robert Wynns on the call. I'm guessing that's the Robs you're looking for. So we'll definitely be trying to get some more drivers before this night's out. As we watch and line up the first car, I'd like to point out Brian Rowell We are 108 laps into this race, and according to this, he is on the original set of tires still. He is the only one still running his original set of tires. Hopefully he pitted that time by, but we're going to go take a look at the 54 of Brian Rowell before long. He is definitely pushing the limits of what that truck will do. But good on him for doing it. That's some impressive driving to hold on to those tires. And as we watch him come out of turn 3 and 4, the pace car will duck out, and the 36, will he get a jump again? Will Tyler run off? Does the 21 of Craig Janzik have anything for him? They are off. Green flag, and the 13 and the 21 are going to go into 1 and 2 side by side. And the 13 looks like he's going to clear the 21. The 44 is coming up, though. We've been watching these same 3-4 trucks up front most of the night, battling for the second place, because that's what this race looks like at this point, folks. It is a battle for second. It doesn't matter if they get single file on the restart. We've seen them drop in line very quickly after a restart. They are single file now, and we'll sit here and watch the gap to that man grow, Tyler Dayton. As they come down, 39 laps to go. They will have another caution in 10 laps, unless the race admins chose to change it. We'll see if we get a caution in about 10 laps. We'll take a look at that shot here in just a minute when Tyler comes back around, and we'll watch these guys come by the front stretch in high speed. It is definitely a view to see. And turn up your speakers. Here they come on the front stretch. That is a whole lot of horsepower, ladies and gentlemen. And we are in car with Tyler Dayton now. We'll watch him take a lap right quick, and then we'll go back to watching the rest of the field. He's just easy on the gas and easy on the brake and running away from this. He is, well, I say running away, but look there. Eli Childs has not let him get away this time. Eli might actually have something for him here. I don't know what Eli found. Now, one thing I will mention, that even though they are running a fixed setup truck, there are a few things that they can adjust, and one of those is brake bias. And they will be, and they have been, adjusting the brake bias throughout the race. As we come to caution, I believe they will use this as the stage brake. And it looks like we've got a truck pretty banged up here. Looks like that's the 22 of Stephen Clegg. Alright, and while we're under caution, let's go find... Let's see if we can find the number 34 truck. As we're seeing everybody come down pit road now. Everybody's going to take 4 tires and fuel. The way they've been running, this has been a surprising race. They have had a lot of green flag laps. We're going to go look for that 34 truck. Try not to disturb these guys too much while they're on pit road. There's the 89 Marvel truck. He was in an accident earlier, but it looks like he's used his fast repair and he's back in one piece. Still looking for that 34 truck, see if we can get a hold of Robert Lawrence. We will give this a shot, folks. Does not look like I have the option of Robert Lawrence, but I'm double checking right now. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen, but we apparently do not. However, we're definitely going to go try and find him and see how he's doing. Looks like he may not be on track. I'm trying to determine where he's at. He might be off track at the moment. I'm not finding him on the track, and I can't pull him up on the driver chat, unfortunately. If we come across him, we will try and get a chat with him, but we are going 1 to green as Jay Culp. Oh, it looks like they delayed the green. My apologies. Looks like we have quite a few cars that have fallen out or fallen behind. Trey Bass is 12 laps down, look, and Kevin Ward, we've seen both of them having some problems earlier in the race. Falling back. Steve Clegg finally got new tires. Garth Snyder, Robert Wynn Jr., like we noticed he got repair. He just got fresh tires. And let's go see if we can find where Tyler slotted up. Tyler is showing in 5th. I think that'll update to show him in 6th place momentarily. And he is on fresh tires. The front 5 trucks. We have the 88 of Jay Culp. The 26 of Stephen Madden, Caleb Forsyth, James Carroll, Trey Jackson, all are on tires they got on the last caution. So they will come out of this with roughly 30 laps to go. They're in their final stage. They only have about 15 more laps on their tires than these other guys. Can one of them hold Tyler off? That's going to be the question. And here they come off the restart. The 88 gets a jump down the front stretch. He's going to have the Stephen Madden and Caleb Forsyth battling side by side going into 1 and 2. Will he be able to get a run? Stephen Madden is in 2nd. Look like he's getting out. And here comes Tyler. Tyler is already looking as we've got the 26. Looked like they almost got together coming out of 1 and 2. And again in 3 and 4 and caution. Looks like the caution came back out. 27 to go. As the pace car drives through the trucks, that is always fun to see. Does not look like the 34 is on track anymore. My apologies. We will make notes from this race and make sure that next race, as we get a little bit better at talking to these guys and working with these guys, that we get to talking to all y'all's favorite drivers. I'm going to go see if we can talk to Jay Culp. Might be able to talk to him. We're giving it a shot here. Hey Jay, this is Doug up in the booth. You got me? Good, how are you doing? You got anything for Tyler? He's been out front running away all night. Alright, man. Well, best of luck to you. Looks like you're going to get one to go this time. I hope you can hold them off and see you in victory circle if you do. And as we're going to watch, the 88 car is going to come. I believe they will have one to go. Looks like race control may have postponed that restart for just a moment. But you heard Jay say he was doing anything he can to get back up to the front. He was mired in the middle, and it's tough running when you're running 2 and 3 wide here on such a small track. Like I said, it is only 5/8 of a mile. It's not exactly a high bank track, so it gets a little bit dicey at times. It's a short track, and it is not a wide track either. You have some short tracks, like we'll see at Nashville in a few weeks, as we talked about. It's quite a bit wider. There's a little bit more room to move around. There's multiple lines on the track, and you can get around. We're getting 1 to green now. You can get a little bit of moving around and a little bit of space and do a few different things. But when you get 3 wide on a track that isn't that is just barely 3 wide, things will get interesting, and it's hard to move around. Everybody's trying to race for position and don't necessarily get the opportunity to. Every one of these guys out here think they got a chance to win tonight. We will see if any of them do. We're going to watch and see if these top 5 cars, now it's just the top 3 cars. We got Jay Culp, Steve Madden, and James Carroll are all on older tires. Everyone else 11 laps or less on their tires. As we come down, and race control delayed the green again. Looks like. Yep, now we are getting the 1 to green. Looks like they had to get things squared away here. So we look over here at Steve Madden. Haven't had a lot of opportunities to talk about him, but he's used some strategy to get back up here into the front. He's in that Chemical Guys Micro Center truck, and he's sitting in 2nd place. And somebody we've seen moving through the field progressively all night, back and forth, James Carroll. The last few cautions, though, James has been right there at the front. As the pace car is off, and the 88 takes the green flag and jumps out, but 26. Stephen Madden is not going to give it up. He is not giving up easily. He's going to try and get a run out of 2. Doesn't look like he does it. It's a 7 truck. James Carroll is now making a move for 2nd. It wasn't that long ago. He was in the back just taking it easy. He was saving his truck. He might have something for this. And we got the 21 of Craig Janzik back there. As the 7 dives to the inside, he is going to make it a battle for 2nd. There you saw 2 and 3 wide going through the front straightaway as the 7 gets the 2nd place position as they get the caution again with 20 to go. Looks like the 90 got up there into the wall. And the 88 is loving this. It gives him a chance to settle in. He doesn't have to wear out his tires. And he gets to hold on to first as he's pulling up in behind the pace car now. And again, I just want to remind everybody that tonight is a special race. It is for a Navy veteran Randy Wall's memorial race. They wanted to do something special for one of their drivers who Randy wasn't. He was a relative, and they were trying to do something special. That's what this group is all about, trying to take care of each other. That was a amazing thing that this group has put on for them, and I think they'll be proud of the performance they've shown tonight. I also want to point out Green Mountain Grills are a sponsor for the Fast and Fun Truck League. And definitely tune in on Tuesday nights, PTM Racing TV on Facebook, to see the Cup Series. And every Thursday night, right here with me, we'll watch some trucks beating and banging, as we're definitely seeing some beating and banging tonight. As we've got 18 laps to go. The 89's getting back on the lead lap, it looks like. That is Robert Wynn Jr., I do believe. Let's go make sure. Yep, the 89 of Robert Wynn Jr. is getting a lap back. This is interesting. Where is Tyler? Tyler might be on pit road at the moment. I am not finding him on track yet. We'll have to come back around and see if we can find out what happened to Tyler here in a bit. I'm showing Tyler Dayton in 23rd right now. The 89 truck is back on track. We've got several trucks coming out of the pits. And there is Tyler Dayton. He did not pit. He just slipped back a little bit. He's still on his 18-lap-old tires, as the four guys at the front, or the three guys at the front, are on 30-lap-old tires. Will Tyler be able to get back to the front? Just 16 to go. I imagine it'll be about 14 to go by the time we get the green flag. Yep, we still lights are still on the pace car. Oh, we should be getting 1 to green right now. Yep, we get 1 to green. They're going to line up side by side. We've got the top 3 trucks are on 31-lap-old tires. Jake Holt, James Carroll, Stephen Madden. And then looks like the 21 of Craig Janzik, excuse me. He's on 19-lap-old tires, as is most of the rest of the field. So this is going to get a little bit interesting, folks, because we know Tyler sitting back there in 22nd place. He's going to come charging to the front, and we know he's done it. We know he went 25th to first in just 20 laps. Will he make it back to the front in 15 to go? 14 to go now, and there, green flag in the air. As the 88 leads him down, the 26 of James Carroll, the 7 of James Carroll making the move to the outside. Gut's a little loose off turn 2. Will that allow the 26 to get back up? Stephen Madden have anything for him, but that 7's just going to haul as he comes around and slots himself into second place. They are still battling, and now we might see 3 wide through the turn. A couple of these guys thought better of it, backed off a hair. We see the 21, and we've got caution. We had a wreck on the backstretch. It looked like they got Zaxby'd. Looked like the 54 was spinning to the inside. Managed to save it. And there might have been another problem back there, because I'm not seeing enough damage, unless race control saw something we didn't. Bear in mind they have their race control does have a few other options to look at, and quite a few more controls. That 88's holding on to that lead, but Stephen Madden in 26th. 10 laps to go. Probably go green with about 8. I'm guessing 8 to go. And that 7 of James Carroll, excuse me, that 7 truck was definitely giving both of those guys at the front a run for their money. That 21, Craig Janzik, he is on 12-lap fresher tires. Will that make a difference here at the end? James Harris in the 44, Green Mountain Grills truck, also on newer tires. 12 laps newer than the front 3 guys. We have Richard Fornshell. He kind of disappeared, slid back middle of the second stage, but this third stage he is working his way back. Jonathan Diamond in 7th, Michael Potter in 8th, John Thacker in 9th. Kevin Kirchar in 10th. And we scroll back and find Tyler Dayton in 18th position. 11 laps to go. It looks like Tyler did have some trouble back there. Got some damage on the rear end, so we'll see. We will see if Tyler can get back up to the front. They all know he was fastest in practice Wednesday. And he definitely was fastest in practice Wednesday. Most of these guys couldn't touch the lap times he was turning, but now he's mired in the back. He'll have 8 laps to move from 18th to 1st. Will he be able to pull it off in 10 laps? Took him 20 laps last time. And he had brand new tires. His tires are 24 laps old. So here's the big question. Will Tyler make it to the front? Will we finish under green, or will we see some more wrecking? Will we go to a green-white checkered as we watch that number 88 Harley Davidson truck? They should get 1 to go this time by. This is going to be one heck of a race, folks. Short track racing always puts on the best shows, especially at night. And this 5/8 of a mile track is about to put on one heck of a show for us. Looks like we'll get the 1 to go this time by, more than likely, so we will restart with 7 laps to go. If Tyler makes it from 18th to 1st on this restart, that will be impressive. Honestly, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised with the way he's been driving tonight, but it's going to be difficult to get it in 7 laps. He's going to have to average 3 positions a lap. Oh, due to some pitting, he's up to 17th now. So he's picked up 1 or 2 spots under caution. A couple of guys went in and got 4 fresh Goodyears and a little extra fuel. And the extra fuel, even though they don't need it at this point, does make a bit of a difference. It affects how much weight is over the back end, how much grip you have. Some guys want less weight, some guys want more. As we come out of turn 4, pace car is off. The 88 will take the green flag, and they are off. And it looks like the 88's got to run. The 7 is right behind him, and they're going to be battling. No, the 44 is going to get clear. Looks like the 26 is just falling back, but will the 7 have anything for the 88? And we are back under caution as you see a wreck in the back of the field. Several trucks involved. Looked like we had several trucks involved in that. One was turned sideways into the wall. We see some damage on several of these trucks. We'll watch them come by here real quick and see if we can point out. Looks like the 3 got some damage in that. The 89 looks like he might have been caught up again. The 72's clean, the 68's clean, but now here comes the question. Did Tyler get through? Let's move our way up to the 13th spot. And there's the 36 truck in 13th. 5 laps to go, and we'll probably see a 2 to 3 lap shootout. Will he be able to make up enough spots in 2 to 3 laps to get back to the front? Time will tell. As we work our way back up to the front, we see some of these trucks got some damage and some of them got through clean. Looks like that number 91 truck got up underneath somebody. He's got some damage to the front end, but the back end is in good shape. 44 never got his rear spoiler fixed, so he's got a little damage, and the 88's got some damage too, but does the 7 have anything for him? Will James be able to get back? He's just been moving progressively up, showing some patience tonight. And sometimes being the most patient driver on the track pays off. At least that's what I tell myself quite often. But we're going to watch the 88 come around. They should get the 1 to go, which means we will have... They will restart with 2 to go. Lights are still on the pace car. Looks like. They might be pushing to get to a green-white checkered here, folks. As we already see the guys starting to line up, getting their correct positions, even though the lights are on the pace car still. They're getting ready. They want to go racing. They want to kick that horsepower and get going. And that 88 definitely wants to get going, get a run, and get away from the 7 truck and let them battle it out behind him. Let's see. Tyler's still in 13th. Nobody in front of him pitted. Why would they at this point? And give him the easy positions. And we might see Jay Culp win this thing. Or will James Carroll or James Harris? Either one of them be able to get around. And we did get the 1 to green this time. So I believe we're going to have a 2-lap shootout. Yes, they did extend by 1. We will get a 2-lap shootout for this. I don't think we're going to see Tyler get to the front, but he's going to pick up some positions, I'm quite sure. Looks like by virtue of pits, somebody did pit. He has moved up to 12th, is shown 12th currently. I don't think he can get past all these drivers, but we will see. The big question now is, can the 88 hold on, or does the 7 and 44... Who gets to the front? Who gets the win? 88 is off. And the 44, he does not get away from the 44 at all. 44 is already looking low. James Harris to the inside, coming through 1 and 2. He will take... Oh, the 88 spins! Coming down the backstretch. Caution is out. The 39 is in the wall. Got into somebody. And we have the 44 now in the lead. They may be finishing under caution here, folks, as we watch James Harris come around, pace the field. We'll see when they come around to the start-finish line if they are going to extend or if this is the end of the race. We will be talking to the drivers after the race, so definitely stick around. And it looks like we can call this one official. James Harris pulls it off at the end. Tyler, the class of the field, 13th. Oh. Trying to watch the scoring and see if they throw up. Nope. It looks like the 44 will win the race. And he's going to come and give us a little bit of a celebration, looks like. Yes, he is. He's going to give a quick little spin cycle on the front stretch, and then we will head over and see if we can't get a hold of him. We are going to switch over for just a moment while we get this queued up, and we'll be right back with the winner, James Harris. It was just a minute more, folks. We're just waiting on James to get done celebrating, and they're going to come join us. Hopefully we'll get to talk to the winner tonight. Okay, we have race winner James Harris with us. James, that was one heck of a finish, man. That was pretty impressive. You were hanging around the front most of the night. It looks like you slipped back late in the first stage, but managed to pull it back together there at the later in the second stage and came back up and challenged. If Tyler had made it to the front, would you have been able to hold him off? It looked like when you were ready to pass somebody, you just about could do it when you chose to a couple of different times. Well, that's definitely a great plan, and it definitely paid off tonight. That was a great race, man. Congratulations, and go celebrate. Thank you, guys. All right, on behalf of PTM Racing TV, thank you for showing up and watching tonight. We will see you again next Thursday.